Good morning, everyone. Hope this finds you all well. I am going to teach a restorative yoga class from home today, and thanks for joining now or later. So restorative, I describe as yoga lying on pillows. So I know it's a little bit slower than my usual slow mindful yoga, but I think it's needed. And it is early in the morning, so it might feel really good, like you're still waking up in bed. So you will need a couple of things for this. Maybe a comfy blanket, a pillow or two. If you have blocks at home, or a big book, that could be helpful, not needed, but helpful. So I'll give you a couple minutes to gather those things, and then we'll get started. Hoping everybody is making the best of their time at home. And I will say, since we do have the challenge of being at home, we may have a visit from a dog or people walking through. I'm in a small home with more people than usual, and as I'm sure many of you are as well. So making the best of it. And if there are any distractions, then we will work them into our practice today. I think that's really important to notice the distractions that might be happening for us, either in our thoughts or in our current lives, and be able to move through those. So I encourage you to join me in that practice today. So hoping people have some props, some comfortable props. And again, no rush, but grab a pillow or two, a block or a book, and maybe a blanket. And if you're just joining, we are going to do a restorative practice this morning. So we will begin. And let's start maybe like we were in bed. So maybe putting a pillow or two down and laying long. Allowing yourself to be comfortable. Softly gazing at one spot and closing the eyes. Making any adjustments you need to your space or to your props. Just beginning by feeling this pose on the body. Noticing how it feels. Noticing the thoughts that are occurring right now. Allowing yourself the luxury of noticing the thoughts without attaching to them, following them through, figuring out whatever it is that jumps into the mind. Can you begin the practice of just noticing where the thoughts are right now in this moment? Envisioning either traveling on a train, being seated in the train, and having the visual of passing by the thoughts, noticing them outside the window of the train as scenery. Just beginning to notice, allowing yourself to continue traveling on the train, just shortly observing the thought and continuing to move past it. When the train is in movement, we don't have the time or the luxury or whatever it may be to stop right now. Just allowing that ride, allowing the ride on the train, and the gift of just being able to observe the thoughts. Recognizing that this could be more of a challenge in these moments, in these days, and allowing yourself the opportunity to just see and witness if the space between the thoughts is shorter, the pace has increased, the tone of the thoughts has changed. Understandable that this can be a challenge and something that we avoid doing. I believe the magic is in taking this time with ourselves to observe. So allow yourself that opportunity now, using the visualization of that train or a river or stream, noticing the water doesn't stop moving either. It just keeps moving by. Visualizing your thoughts on that river or stream. Or if it works more for you to envision the sky, clouds. Weather doesn't stop either. Just allowing yourself to use one of those pictures as you observe and notice the thoughts. And taking the opportunity here, if your eyes are closed, to notice your eyelids. Eyelids can be a good indicator of the nervous system and its activation. Can you, as an observer, just take note of your eyelids right now, noticing the movements, allowing yourself to not judge them, but to notice. No need to change the thoughts or the eyelids, just taking note. And then beginning to notice your breath. Again, taking note without judgment. Just noticing the pattern and the rhythm. Noticing the inhale and the exhale that automatically occurs. Possibly in this moment finding gratitude for that automatic movement. Knowing that you are breathing perfectly well in this moment and have been because you are here right now. No matter what the breath is doing right now, can you find gratitude for that breath as it moves in and moves out? If it feels comfortable for you here, beginning to increase that breath slightly, breathing in a little bit longer, maybe feeling the belly fill and the diaphragm engage, breathing out a little bit longer. And again, if it doesn't feel like a full breath, still know that is perfect. Just breathing in a little bit longer than the breath before. And breathing out a little bit longer. Playing with the length of the breath and observing the sensation of breath in the body. Taking a few more breaths in this pose. Feeling the breath. Breathing in, breathing out, finding gratitude. And then very slowly, playing with how slowly you could move your body. As you do, feeling every muscle that it takes to do that. Beginning to shift and to move, slowly coming up to a seated position in any way that works for your body. Slowly and mindfully. If it works, coming onto your knees, wide on the mat or the floor, toes, big toes together. And here coming into a child's pose, so same as a regular child's, but supported with blocks or blankets or pillows. And adjusting and finding what works for you. And you could use a block or plug to lift it up as well. Play around for a minute. There's no rush. Just find what feels good for you in this moment. If the knees are sensitive, feel free to put a blanket under the knees. And allowing yourself to settle in once you get to this pose. If the backs of the legs are tight, you could also put something in between your thighs and your lower legs to prop up. And if this pose really doesn't work on the body, feel free to adjust it. You could lie face down long on the mat or in any pose that feels good for you. Beginning to soften the gaze or close the eyes here. Noticing how this pose feels on the body. Noticing if it's uncomfortable or painful. And if it's painful, listening to the body and moving out, adjusting so that you're not in a pose of pain. This is restorative class, so allowing yourself to restore, to be comfortable. There may be tightness. Can you allow that if it's not painful? Can you find yourself settling into this pose? And can you notice your breath here? Noticing the gentle inhale and exhale. Maybe feeling the breath more in the back in this pose. Imagine breathing in between each rib, stretching them apart, sending them the oxygen they need. Maybe you feel your belly fill and release. Allow that in this pose. Out breath. See if you can notice the tight muscles and allow yourself to trust the ground beneath you, softening the muscles, relaxing towards the floor, noticing that the ground is holding you here, supporting you here in this moment and in the next. Allow your mind and body to feel that support, to recognize that you are supported. Breathing in, and with each exhale, softening the muscles, moving even closer to the floor. Each out breath softens. Can you surprise yourself by noticing muscles that you didn't even know were tight? Can you allow yourself to lose judgment about the tight muscles and to just play with softening them towards the floor? And again, if this pose does come to a point, or already has, that's too intense and causes pain, allowing yourself to move out of it. Continue to feel the breath, and with each exhale, softening the muscles no matter where you are. Noticing the points that your body is making with the floor. Can you feel your fingertips on the floor? Can you notice each fingertip? Can you allow your mind to focus there? Feeling the fingertips on the floor. Can you feel the palms on the floor? Can you allow any tension in the hands to soften? Noticing the forearms. Maybe they're touching the floor. Slowly scanning through the body. Noticing what is lifted. And noticing what parts of the body are making contact. When you find those parts, can you feel them on the floor? Can you really pay attention to feeling the contact of those parts of the body on the floor? Allowing movement of the head and neck whenever you need to. Can you feel your big toes? Maybe all of your toes. Can you feel the backs of them meeting the floor, the ground? Can you notice that contact? Noticing when the thoughts wander away from this present moment experience. And with curiosity and kindness, can you encourage them to come back to the sensations of the body? The mind likes to lead us astray from the body. Can we continue to practice to come back? Feeling the sensations of the body. With kindness, a sense of curiosity. Each out-breath softening the body. Noticing that muscles may have retensed. Can you notice and soften? Each out-breath softening, the mind focusing on the connection of the body to the ground. Feeling that connection, allowing yourself to become grounded. Each out-breath softening. Taking a few more breaths in this pose. Breathing in, feeling the breath in the back. Breathing out, softening the body. Feeling the contact with the ground. When you're ready, gently lifting yourself up, allowing your head to stay low. Just pausing for a moment, moving your neck in any way that feels good. Slowly lifting the head. Gently allowing yourself to place one or two pillows, depending on what works for you, across the mat or floor. And gently leaning back so that it's underneath the shoulder blades, creating a lift in the chest. Again, allowing yourself to make adjustments here. Moving around. Legs can be, feet can be flat on the mat, maybe with the knees resting against each other, or legs can be long. Noticing what works for you here, with the intention of lifting the chest, creating an arch in the back. Allowing yourself to be as comfortable as possible here as well. So maybe using your blanket. And your arms and hands can be wherever they're most comfortable, playing with that as well. Maybe there's a gentle fall of the head and arch in the neck in this pose. Creating a slight inversion. Noticing how this pose feels on the body. You scan the body here, noticing sensations. Maybe there's tingling, pulsing, small muscle movements. See what you notice, what you can feel moving in the body. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the breath in this pose. On the inhale, maybe feeling the chest lifting. And again, with each exhale, can you soften the body towards the floor? Can you relax it even more? Noticing the ground below. Feeling the body making contact with the ground. Softening. Can you bring your awareness to your toes? Can you focus the mind on the toes? Can you allow yourself to envision their shape and size. Can you feel sensations currently occurring in the toes? Maybe you allow yourself to envision moving from one toe up to the top, around and down, into that space in between the toes, and then up the other toe and down to the space, bringing it back up and then down. Can you continue up on the fourth toe and then down into the small space, up and around the little toe? And can you feel that? Can you allow yourself to play with that on the other foot, starting with the big toe, feeling that big toe, envisioning its size and shape, noticing any resistance to not wanting to focus on the toes? And can you encourage the mind to try again, focusing on the other big toe, moving up and down the side to the space in between the toes, up to the top of the second, and then down to the space, moving up the third toe and down the other side into that space, moving up on the fourth toe and down the other side into the smallest space. And can you move up on the smallest toe, on down the other side? Can you allow your mind to focus on the toes? Noticing sensations, noticing any resistance or the mind trying to take you in a different direction. And with kindness and curiosity, can you allow it to go back to the toes? Feeling the toes, focusing the mind on the toes. And then could you slowly move down from the toes on one foot? Could you explore the rest of the foot on one side? Envisioning and feeling the pads, the arch, heel. Notice the sides. Envision the shape and the feel. Can you feel that entire foot? Can you allow yourself to feel a sense of gratitude for this foot? All of the hundreds of bones and muscles, tendons that it takes to balance us, continue to keep us moving forward, holding us upright and grounding us. yourself to feel that foot, sensations in it, filling it with gratitude. And then can you allow your mind to focus on the other foot? Starting right in the crux of where the toes meet the rest of the foot. You feel that pad, envision it. Moving down, feeling the arch, the sides, into the heel. Can you feel that whole foot? Can you notice sensations in that foot? Can you allow yourself to feel gratitude for this foot? Again, knowing all that it does. We often forget how difficult it was to learn to walk. And we had to fail so many times before we succeeded. We don't beat ourselves up for that. We just kept going. Can you take this moment to feel both of the feet? Noticing the sensations in the feet. Finding gratitude for all these feet do. Taking a few more breaths in this pose. Feeling the feet, gratitude. And taking one more breath here. And very gently and slowly, especially if your head is inverted here, slowly rolling to the side. And keeping that head low as you begin to come up. Again, just allowing it to readjust. Keeping it even with the heart. Allowing yourself to readjust here. And slowly coming back up. Here we'll do a little twist. So if you did have a block or a book, you could prop it under your pillows. If not, no need. Adjusting your height. We'll move the hip up to the edge of our pillows or bolsters and gently resting yourself down, engaging in a twist in the body. So in any way that you can do that, feeling a gentle twist in the spine, making any adjustments that you need. And again, allowing yourself to rest in this pose, softening the gaze or closing the eyes. And settling in here. Noticing how this pose feels on the body. Can you feel your internal organs here? Noticing any resistance to focusing on the internal organs, the center of our bodies. Being curious about the resistance. Maybe allowing your curiosity to take over. Can you focus on those organs? Can you just notice what sensations are happening in that area of your body right now? With each in-breath, can you send that oxygen to the internal organs? With each exhale, can you soften? Imagine softening the internal organs along with the muscles in the body. Allowing yourself to fall into the pose gently, kindly. Softening. Each inhale moving towards the internal organs, imagining them being bathed in oxygen. Each exhale, you feel the softening for the organs, a softening for the body. Allowing yourself to gently fall into the twist. Feeling the breath. Using the breath to help with the focus of the mind. Breathing into the internal organs in the belly. Breathing out, softening. Noticing where the thoughts are with a sense of curiosity. Noticing if they have stopped the train and you've gotten out to become attached to the thoughts or figure something out for later. And without judgment, can you bring it back to this present moment? Breathing in, feeling the internal organs. Breathing out, softening the muscles towards the ground. Staying in this present moment. Breathing in, breathing out, softening. Noticing when the mind wanders and gently bringing it back to the inhale. Focusing on the organs and the exhale, softening towards the ground, relaxing the muscles. Taking a few more breaths in this pose. Very gently lifting yourself up out of that and shifting sides. You can turn in any way that works for you. And again, hands on either side of your pillow or support and gently leaning down on that side. Allowing yourself to soften. Again, noticing the internal organs here in this pose. Can you breathe in, bathing them with oxygen? And can you breathe out and soften towards the floor, all of the muscles? Each twist that we do for our body detoxifies. We don't necessarily have to know how that works. You could research or trust that this pose is helping to remove toxins from your body. Breathing in, bathing the internal organs, breathing out, softening the body even further towards the floor. Allowing the internal organs to get exactly what they need right now. Breathing in a bath of oxygen. Breathing out, relaxing, detoxifying. Breathing in, and with each exhale, maybe adding the thought, letting go. Letting go, softening the muscles, connecting the mind and the body. Engaging the mind and the thought, letting go. Engaging the body and the sensation of softening the muscles. Brain and body getting the same message. It's okay to let go. Breathing in, bathing the internal organs, breathing out, letting go. You may know what you would like to let go of. You don't need to know. Your brain and body know. Trust that process. Just engage the mind in repeating, letting go with each exhale. Breathing in, bathing the internal organs. Breathing out, softening the muscles, detoxifying. letting go. Can you feel that? Letting go of all we cannot control. Allowing yourself to trust the ground below you, constantly holding you, supporting you. Can you allow your mind to be curious enough to make this a reality? Letting go, trusting the ground beneath you. Taking a few more breaths in this pose. Continuing to focus the mind on bathing the internal organs with oxygen on the inhale and on the exhale, softening the muscles, letting go. Again, very gently, beginning to lift yourself up from that pose, keeping your head low for a moment. And then beginning to readjust. And coming back up for our final pose. And I would suggest finding whatever pose feels most comfortable for you. I'll play with legs up the wall, which you can do even without a wall. If you don't have a wall, you can just have your legs straight. You could do a classic Shavasana, laying down. You could start how we began or end how we began. Just notice what feels right for you in this moment. Legs up the wall is a stress relieving pose. So if you'd like to play with that with me, feel free. Scooching up to the wall, allowing your feet to rest. Getting snuggled into whatever final pose you've chosen. To notice how it feels on the body, making any adjustments that you need. If you're cold, get cozy. Making adjustments, settling in, softening the body, softening the mind. Taking the first few moments to notice the sensations occurring in this pose that you've chosen. Do you notice pulsing? Small muscle movements. Tingling. Can you allow yourself to be curious about these sensations rather than becoming attached or judging them? Staying curious. Noticing your breath and whatever pose you have chosen. Feeling the inhale and the exhale. And again, allowing that exhale to soften the body. Relaxing it in this pose. Allowing the pose to do the work for you. And if it works in whatever pose you're in, and if you're comfortable with it, maybe finding your hands on your heart. And if that doesn't work in your pose, that is perfect. Maybe just taking a moment to notice your heart. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat. Taking a few breaths here, maybe a little bit deeper than before. Breathing in, breathing out, feeling the relaxation onto the floor, to the ground, to the earth. Feeling that support. If it feels right and comfortable for you at this time, maybe bringing a vision of yourself to mind, as if you're looking in the mirror, or maybe you see a picture. See if you can see yourself in front of you right now. Noticing any thoughts of judgment and allowing those thoughts to soften into curiosity, to kindness. Can you just observe yourself as you have practiced observing the other thoughts? Can you just observe yourself in front of you? And as you gaze at yourself with a sense of curiosity and kindness, can you offer yourself this wish? Imagine saying to yourself, "May I be safe and well. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease and kindness." Notice how it feels to send yourself that wish. May I be safe and well. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease and kindness. Can you accept that gift from yourself? May I be safe and well. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease and kindness. Breathing in, can you accept that into the body and the mind? Breathing out, softening the muscles, softening judgment, engaging curiosity and kindness, softening the gaze that you have as you gaze at yourself. Can you look at yourself with softness, kindness, knowing that you need and deserve this wish? Can you allow yourself to accept it? May I be safe and well. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease and kindness. Breathe that wish in. Allow it to move through the body and the mind. May I be safe and well. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease and kindness. Inhaling, breathing in that wish for yourself. Breathing out, softening the body. Allowing the body to let the mind know you can accept that wish. May I be safe and well. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease and kindness. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the ground supporting you as it always does. Remembering your wish to yourself. Playing with kindness and curiosity. Allowing yourself to just observe other thoughts. Allowing them to be let go. Playing with this practice throughout the day and the days to come. When you feel ready, slowly moving out of that pose. And coming back up to a seated position. And I thank you all for sharing, being a part part of my practice today, being in my home with me. And I hope to see you soon. Enjoy the day.